Okay, good morning, everybody, or afternoon, wherever you're at. Here we are. I'm just sitting at Micro Center because it looks like to me I'm just going to go ahead and do some shopping. I was going to go to St. Cloud, but apparently the storm is in the south of the metro and not the north of the metro. So I figured, forget it. So a couple things. First of all, thank you all, whoever made, excuse me, whoever read my article in Victory and Reseda. Like I said, it was a very personal thing, but I wanted to at least get some stuff off my chest, and I thank you very much for some of the feedback that I received. I appreciate that. A little nervous about talking about it because the fact is that there's still some things that are private, but there's also some things that are, that I want to talk in a very private manner to a few people I can trust. And again, it opens up some situations here. Hopefully, it will open up some dialogue as well. So I just want to bring that up here, number one. Number two, I went to US Bank Stadium, which is our new football stadium here in Minneapolis, and they had an open house today and also tomorrow, as long as you have a ticket from Ticketmaster. By the way, it's free. They have a self-guided tour, which basically doesn't give you everything, but for those of you who are interested, if you have a ticket, go ahead and check it out. If not, probably the best thing to do is watch it on television. Watch the games on television. It's an impressive stadium. I think they rectified a lot of things from the Metrodome, such as the wide concourses and, we got a little lightning. What do you know? The wide concourses are good. The food choices are good, but I just smell that it's going to cost you a ton of money for you to enjoy a football game in Minneapolis. And I'm not sure if that's a good thing or bad, but if you're one of those who can afford it, hallelujah, enjoy your time at US Bank Stadium. But it is an impressive building. It's probably not for me, to be honest with you. I think I'd rather just watch a game on television than football, but if I want to watch some live sports, I definitely want to try to get back to a hockey game or get back to a baseball game or well. But you know what? Don't let my opinions ruin your opportunity to go check out US Bank Stadium this weekend. And again, it's a home of Super Bowl 52, so I think it's going to be proper for a Super Bowl. I'm trying to figure out if it's going to be snowy and cold like the last time we had a Super Bowl in this town. It's going to be very interesting how the NFL is going to play the entire region. So who knows? Excuse me, just a little thing here. Lots of things to talk about here. Since it's raining, I decided not to go to a meet in St. Cloud. It's all good. It's raining down here, but the rain line apparently is probably about south of Maple Grove. But then again, things can change. The weather is just crazy out here. But now that I'm really boring you, I want to tell you a couple things, a couple good things that are coming up. Number one, I did talk about I wanted to get out of town, and I think I'm definitely got the opportunity to do so. That's coming up mid-August. I'm going to drive down to Madison that weekend, Madison, Wisconsin, to see my friend Jason, and hopefully some people that are in Wisconsin that might want to come into Madison, say hey to us, and that'd be great. The other thing that's going on is I'm picking up some work from other clients, so can't say much about those at this time, but I will keep you posted. I do want to do some traveling again, and I haven't been able to do so due to funds and due to time and due to commitments and whatnot. And again, I still think that I would like to simply do more of that. But I want to go back to the article that I wrote that some of you have read. The one thing that I did hit upon is the fact that behavioral health is an issue in our country that we have shelved aside. And again, I was getting old. As being an old guy, I do remember being told that one of my family was a ward of the state. Now, a ward of the state means that it was the old way of dealing with people who are considered having behavioral health issues. Is if they seem to be extreme, then they'd be able to be sent to a state hospital. Of course, in the 1980s, most of the people that were in state hospitals were released and were allowed into the public population, and that kind of created a whole bunch of issues in the system. Now, certainly medications and therapy help, but I think the biggest hurdle we all have is trying to find a way to cope, because there's still a shame and there's still a stigma. And I did talk about the car community as one car community is one place that I've seen people get shoved aside or try to get help, but I've also seen it in other arenas as well. And I think a person could be a professional, could be creative, could be a outstanding citizen and still have issues, as long as they understand what to do to take care of them. It's something that needs to be worked through. There should be no shame in this. There should be no shame whatsoever, and we got to do something about it. And I think part of it is, how do we manage our own space in social media? Well, I don't want to take up most of your time because that's a very long conversation to have. But I invite people to have extensive one-on-one or even small group conversations with me on this. Not through social media, mind you. Not through Facebook or social media, mind you. But at least face-to-face. Now that's a novel idea, face-to-face. Gee, that means you can't chase any Pokemon, can you? Pikachu will be there, don't worry. But make sure the Pikachu is not like in front of your face and it turns out to be a police officer or somebody you don't like. So be chill, dude. Chill. It's okay, it's all good. But I do invite people to have conversations. We need to have these face-to-face. And I think it needs to happen sooner than later. Because the fact is that if we stick ourselves in front of our social media channels and not have these conversations, what are we going to do as a country or as a globe to try to resolve things? Food for thought. Okay. Hey. If you're in the Twin Cities, stay dry. At least we're going to get better weather after this, that's for sure. If you're elsewhere around the country, around the world, you're watching this, hey, have a great Saturday, have a great weekend, enjoy your life, enjoy everything. Peace.